Hello and welcome to Pedro's Movie Cavern. My name is Pedro, this is my movie cavern, and this is my pickups video. There is not a huge amount of stuff to show off, that's literally it. Yeah, haven't really bought much since the last video, so I thought I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles to show off. I could just show them because I haven't really got any other content really to put up at the moment. So I thought, just do a quick pickups video. There may be more to come in the month. I have no idea. I am not a psychic and I do not see into the future. So who knows? But there are a mixture of a few different ones here. Some really, really cheap I picked up at CEX. In fact, all of these I picked up in CEX. The first one is a Jason Statham film that I've been meaning to get for a while to go with my other Jason Statham movies. I'm a huge action movie fan, and I'm a big fan of Jason Statham's action movies. And this one, I remember this being quite a decent movie. This is a remake of a Burt Reynolds movie from the 1980s. I think that film was called Heat, and this one is called Wildcard. And this is a Vegas set crime action thriller directed by Simon West. Directed by Simon West, from the director of Con Air. So yes, this is a Wild Card. There's a really cool fight sequence in this inside a bar, inside a Vegas bar, which is Statham takes on a bunch of cronies with like glasses and stuff. It's really, really well shot and really cool. There's another one in a like a hotel room, which is also pretty cool. But yeah, it's been a very long time since I saw this, but I remember really, really enjoying it. I like Statham when he's doing this sort of like crime gangster type of thing, not when he's like an elite special forces type of character, like in The Beekeeper and the latest one that came out, A Working Man. I mean, I prefer him in the same sort of role he did in Parker with Jennifer Lopez, which is probably the least good Parker movie out of all the Parker movies that have been made. Which there are a few. I don't know if people are aware of this, but Parker has appeared in multiple movies since 1967. The first one being Point Blank with Lee Marvin. He played a character now called Walker, which is not the name Parker, but the name Walker, which is based on the first novel, I believe, from Donald E. Westlake, who was writing under the name Richard Stark. So I think it was Point Blank. Then there was a blaxploitation one in the 70s with, I think, Jim Brown. Then there was The Outfit with Robert Duvall, who played the character Macklin. Macklin was the name of the character in that movie. Then there was Slayground from like 1984, I think that was from. That was Peter Coyote. He played the Parker character in that, again under a different name. And then in 1998, I think it was, Mel Gibson portrayed Parker as the character Porter in the movie Payback, which is another adaptation of the first novel, which was shot as Point Blank. And then Jason Statham appeared as Parker in the movie Parker, which was the first time the character used the name Parker. I have something very cool to show you as well. In regards to the Parker movies, so in regards to the movies, like I said, they were based on a series of crime novels written by the screenwriter Donald E. Westlake, who would write under the name Richard Stark. And I'm not a huge reader when it comes to novels and stuff, but I do read a lot of graphic novels. And this is a phenomenal book. This is the Parker Complete Collection by Darwin Cook. This covers all of the Richard Stark novels that featured the character Parker, with some absolutely stunning artwork. Let me see if I can find it. There is... It's really cool because it's like brush point. See, there we go. Don't know if you can see that. Gorgeous artwork. The books are... Let me find out. I can't remember what the names of the books are. There we go. Hunter, the man with the getaway face, the outfit, the mourner, score jugger, split handle, rare coin, green eagle, black ice, sour lemon, deadly edge, slayground, plunder squad, and butcher's moon. And so yeah, this graphic novel compendium is absolutely phenomenal. If you're unfamiliar with the character of Parker, then I highly recommend checking out the movies Point Blank, The Outfit, and Payback with Mel Gibson. But yeah, so this kind of reminded me of that sort of Parker character, but that Jason Statham had already played in like 2010, I think it was. But this is a pretty decent movie. Then we have a film which I haven't seen for many, many years. I think I own it on DVD. I'm not 100% sure. I might have sold it a long time ago, thinking I was going to upgrade to Blu-ray, which I inevitably didn't do. And it's Zack Snyder's 300. Again, based on a graphic novel by... I'm looking at the back, and I know it's Frank Miller. I don't know why I'm looking at the back. Based on the graphic novel by Frank Miller, directed by Zack Snyder, starring Gerard Butler. Who else is in it? Gerard Butler, Lena Headey, David Wenham, and Dominic West, to name but a few. I think Michael Fassbender is also in this movie. It's a very highly stylized movie in the same sort of like vein as Sin City. Again, another graphic novel movie based on a graphic novel by Frank Miller. It's a shame that we didn't ever get Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns in movie form, but the closest I guess we got to that would have been the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. This is, yeah, I remember this film being pretty cool. Zack Snyder has since gone on to make absolute trash movies. The Rebel Moon was crap. What else did he make? Army of the Dead was not great. It was a bit confusing. They were like robot zombies and time travel. It just didn't make a hell of a lot of sense. However, the sort of prequel to Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, I actually thought was a better movie. What else has Zack Snyder done? Sucker Punch, again, you look at Sucker Punch and it's all style over substance. Dawn of the Dead is probably the best film that I think he's done. Or a lot of people, I guess, would say that Man of Steel is their favourite movie of Zack Snyder's or his cut of the Justice League, which is actually pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. I did quite like just Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, as opposed to the really, really, really awful cut that Joss Whedon put together after Snyder ended up leaving because of family problems. But yeah, 300. Cool movie. Spawned a lot of memes, I guess you could say. So the cool thing about this was £1 British. £1 British. In fact, Wildcard was £2 British. Then we have a movie that I've never seen, and one I picked up as a complete blind buy, mainly because it was part of Signal 1, and it stars Jodie Foster, Tim Robbins, and John Turturro. It's called Five Corners, and I think it's a sort of crime drama. It was made in 1987, directed by Tony Bill, and music by James Newton Howard, executive produced by George Harrison of the Beatles. So this was probably a handmade movies, I think. If it was produced by George Harrison, it's probably handmade. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this is like. I mean, I like everyone who's involved in it. Jodie Foster's always outstanding. John Turturro is hugely underrated. And Tim Robbins just doesn't make movies anymore, which is quite sad. Although Tim Robbins is really great in the Apple TV show Silo. So check that out. Yeah, this was, I think it was a £5, so I was like, I'll give it a try. See if it's any good. Then I picked up this one, which, again, this is a film I've been meaning to pick up for a while because I really enjoyed this. I wasn't that fussed on it the first time I saw it. I don't think I was really in the mood to watch it. And I was watching it, this is when I was working in Blockbuster, and it was one of the free rentals. We had 10 free rentals a week, which is insane. And I think I grabbed it, put it on one night, but kind of, I was tired and I couldn't really be arsed focusing too much on this movie. This is from the director Scott Stewart, who previously, before this film, made another film with the actor that's in this called Legion, which then spawned a TV show called Dominion, which lasted for 21 episodes and was sort of like a dystopian angels versus demons type of show that was quite weird. But Legion was a film about a angel sent to Earth to protect, like, I guess you could say, the second coming against demons who were attacking a like a diner out in the middle, like a roadside diner out in the middle of nowhere. Starred Paul Bettany as the angel, and he followed up. Scott Stewart followed up Legion with the movie Priest, which is a post-apocalyptic vampire movie with, again, religious overtones. I really liked this film the second time I watched it all the way through. I thought it was a thoroughly enjoyable slice of silly post-apocalyptic macho action. And obviously I'm a big vampire movie fan as well. I've been trying for years and years and years to write a World War II vampire movie, which I talked about on Ollie Loves Films stream a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, this one was really fun. I really like Paul Bettany as an action hero. I haven't really watched him in a lot of dramas. I know he's in Master and Commander, but I also really liked him as the villain, Dryden Voss in Solo, a Star Wars story. But this is really cool. It also has Carl Urban from The Boys. Who else is in this? We have Paul Bettany, Carl Urban, Cam Gigande, who kind of just makes crap now. He was in Never Back Down, the first film. He was the bully from Never Back Down. Maggie Q, always worth watching Maggie Q, Lily Collins, and Stephen Moyer from the TV show, I can't even remember. What's it called? True Blood. There we go. Played Bill in True Blood. So yeah, Priest. There was 2 releases, I believe. There was this version and a 3D version. This is just the regular version. This did have a slip case when I purchased it, but I binned it because it was torn on the side. But then it was £1.50, so I'm not really going to bash it for being torn. Like I said, £1.50, it is what it is. The case underneath was fine. The only problem is it's got this stupid QR code on there. Sneak peek, scan the QR code to unleash the battle between humans and vampires. And then finally, obviously this is going to be a short video because I've only got 5 titles to talk about. Finally, this is a film I've been meaning to get for a long time, and I appear to say that every time I show a video. Well, every time I show a movie, I'm like, oh, I've been meaning to get this for a while. This one I actually have. I had a DVD version of this a while back on the budget release. I can't remember, if you remember, if you're from the UK and you watch this, do you remember a few years ago there was like a Roger Corman collection on DVD? I think it was released by Boulevard. And when you lined them all up, it just said Corman or Roger Corman. There was a lot of them. There was Forbidden World. There was The Unholy, I think it was The Unholy. Hell Comes to Frogtown, the part as well was part of it, which is not a Roger Corman movie. Maybe it wasn't Roger Corman. Maybe it was just like B-movie collection. I can't remember. I really can't remember. But if you lined them all up in the full collection, then they spelt something across. But they were released at like $5.99 per film. I think it might have been Love Film or I Love Film. The iFilm. I can't remember that. I can't remember the label of it now. But I had this. I think this was part of it, or I might have had another budget release of it. But I've been meaning to get this. This was actually in a different CEX store, which I was going to go into a couple of weeks back, because on the website it said they had it. They didn't, which really annoyed me because I was willing to pay the money for it. And then a copy of this came into my store, courtesy of a fellow YouTuber, Bumpers Movies. He traded in a ton of movies, and this was one that I really, really wanted to get. He said he was going to get this on 4K, which is why he was getting rid of it. It is the very cheesy but very awesome Roger Corman film from 1981. I believe this was just after Battle Beyond the Stars. It is a cheesy 80s early Roger Corman horror movie. I say early Roger Corman. It wasn't early Roger Corman. It was like a late Roger Corman. Sci-fi movie starring Edward Albert, Erin Moran, Ray Walston, and there's someone else in this as well, but I can't remember his name. Directed by Bruce Clark. It is the movie Galaxy of Terror. Now, I've been meaning to get this for a while. I really like this film. As you probably know, I'm a massive Roger Corman movie fan. I did an entire podcast episode a few months back where I just talked about Roger Corman. I've talked about his movies on here a lot, like obviously Battle Beyond the Stars and The Intruder with William Shatner. But yeah, so I'm really glad to have got this. I think this came out maybe before or after Forbidden World. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm really glad this is now in my collection. This is the 88 films release through MGM, licensed through MGM. And yeah, really, really glad this is in my collection. Because like I said, I was actually going to pick this up a couple of weeks ago from a different CEX store, and it wasn't actually there, even though the website said it was in stock. But it is what it is. It could have just been sold by the time I got to the shop. So when this came in, I was like, yes, I'm going to grab that. And I did. Cheers, Bumper. Now it's in my collection. Hey. So yeah, there we go. That is Galaxy of Terror. Really cool Roger Corman movie. So yeah, not a huge amount of stuff to talk about today. Only 5 movies, but they are 5 pretty decent films. I may do another one. I don't know. It all depends on whether or not there's anything that I see worth watching or worth picking up. Unfortunately, I don't have the chance to get to HMV anymore because I don't work in Cardiff. I work outside of the city now, and it's day shifts, not night shifts like it used to be in Tesco's. So I don't. When I have a day off, I end up having to do stuff around the flat, so I can't necessarily get out to like HMV to see what the new releases are and to see what the sales are. So a lot of stuff that I buy now is going to be online or in CEX. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching the last video that I posted, which was basically just nothing content. I was bored. My camera on my webcam was there, so I thought I'll come up with a new sort of chatting movies with Pedro type of dealy thing. I think my voice and my sort of demeanor, like I said on that video, is more suited to podcast. But if you enjoy this, thank you very much. My name is Pedro. This is Pedro's Movie Cavern. I'm done. I'm out. Boosh. Give you a salute. Throw up the peace sign. And I'm going to tell you that I am out. Cheers, everyone. Oh, by the way, Monday night, I am on Ollie Loves Films stream from 7:30, so if you want to come and watch, it's a film quiz, which is really cool, and I'll be on it, and I'll probably win it. So, haha. Yeah, cheers, everyone. Thanks. Peace.